Hi guys, it's your girl Angel, the Hood Woman of God, and you're tuned in for another episode of the Fuck With Me Fridays live podcast, where I interview dope individuals who are big in their faith, a force to be reckoned with, unique in their craft, creative, and knocking down barriers every day. So last week I had a few technical difficulties, and I said this week before I move further, I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Refresh it again. So I have my daughter right here checking on um YouTube. So if I got anybody that is tapped in, I do see I have a viewer. So please, if you can send me a thumbs up if you can hear me, because again, last week I had a few technical difficulties and I did half of the show, guys, and nobody could hear me. And I'm not having that this week. So if you can hear me, can I get a thumbs up? Hey, David. Hey, David. Can you let me know if you hear me? Can I get a thumbs up? Type it in, baby. Because I am not bringing my guests in until I know y'all can hear me. Because last week that was the embarrassing. Y'all can hear me. Okay. So this week we have a dope special guest. Her name is Carla Upchurch. She is a professional licensed insurance agent, and she's going to drop all the gems about everything you need to know to to break generational curse, to make sure that you and your family are covered in case of anything. So let's welcome her, guys. Let me see. I always don't know how to do this. Like, there she is.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Angel.
Hello, Miss Carla. How are you, beautiful?
I am okay. And yourself?
I am blessed and highly favored. I just polished my nails, girl, so I can be looking cute on the podcast.
Because I still want this shirt you have on, though.
You know what? I was supposed to upload it to my website, and I am going to do that tonight. I've been busy running around, but I am definitely going to upload it. Matter of fact, you just tell me what size you need, and I got you.
Please.
I got you. Well, thank you for being a special guest here on the podcast. I'm going to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself and let the audience know anything you want them to know before we get to dive into the questions.
Okay, well, hey everybody. My name is Carla Upchurch. As you may know, I am a wife, a mommypreneur. My husband has a pest control business as well. So we are making it do what it do, breaking barriers as far as young couples being married. And there you have it, honey.
Okay. So I'm so glad that you introduced your husband, because we're gonna have him on the podcast next, so he could
absolutely, baby.
Kill these bugs, baby, because spring and summer is coming, baby, and the bugs come out.
Baby, everybody needs their treatment, okay? Because we have our cookouts, our backyard parties, whatever it is, he is taking care of it. So let's go. I'm excited for that.
Real quick, what is the name of his pest control?
Pest to Rest Pest Solutions. So he has literally well over 1,000 residential state facilities, restaurants, schools, daycares, hair salons, libraries, you name it, he has those contracts.
Quick question. He high? No.
I know, right?
Is he hiring?
Okay.
Well, it's so great to have you on. So we're going to just go ahead and dive in right into the questions. And audience, feel free to answer any questions in the comments. Can you see the comments as well?
Nope, I can't see it.
Okay. Well, I can definitely see the comments, and I don't have any problem with reading it. So feel free to ask us any questions in the comments, and we'll be able to answer them. And she's definitely going to be dropping all her social media handles and everything, so you can reach her after this if you want to get you a quote or anything in that nature. Okay?
Awesome. Okay, so hold on. Let me adjust it because I think I can get the comment. There we have it. Okay. Awesome.
Okay. You got him now. So see, this is I love her because she works it out. You know.
Come on, baby. Let's make it do what it do tonight.
Okay.
Okay. I got it. I can see the comments now.
Awesome. Okay. So the first question I have for you is, what made you big in your faith, or what made you big in your faith to step out and become an entrepreneur and start the journey of being a professional licensed insurance agent?
Okay. So listen, you said what makes me big in my faith or what made me step out?
Both.
Okay, so let me tell you, I was born and raised in the Apostolic Church. That's where I attend a full member, Christ Temple Apostolic Faith Church. Okay, so I'm no stranger to God. I'm no stranger to Jesus. Okay, I've seen miracles for myself. It is nothing that you can come tell me about my faith. Okay, let's just draw the line there. So with that being said, my mother played a huge role in this. So you know, when you have a sanctified mother, you know, if it ain't sounding right, they not going with it. So probably about a month before the business opportunity was brought to me, we were in the car and we was driving. We was talking about our oldest child's investments for him to be set by the time he gets to 18. And she said, you know what, Carla, had I would have went with this financial company and I would have stayed with it, our lives would be different. And I said, really? So she was like, yeah, okay. Didn't think nothing of it because I've always heard I'm going to nursing because no matter what, nursing cannot be replaced. You will always have a job. So that's why she went and that's what she pushed. Okay, no problem.
I don't mean to cut you off, but baby, I'm looking for a nursing job now. So where is they at? No.
Listen, I got somebody that can find a job for you. I don't care if he blink his eyes, okay? And he can get you a job.
I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. So basically about a month later, the opportunity came to me. And when the opportunity came to me, the young lady was like, no, don't you say anything to anybody. And I was like, okay. And I walked out the door. I picked up the phone. I said, hey, Mom, I got something to tell you. So when I brought it to her, she was like, Carla, it works and you can do it. So, you know, that gave me the oomph that I needed to be able to go ahead and take it by the horns. But the crazy part about it is I was just thinking about it the other day. I've always been somebody who sold or, you know, hustle. I braid hair. I sold bookmarks. I sold buttons. I sold Girl Scout cookies. I sold knives. Okay. So I was always successful in anything that when it came down to sales. So this was no different. It's just I was able to sell out. It had meaning and purpose when it came to a certain point.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I know you said that's what made you big in your face because you grew up in church and you was raised in church. So
baby, and I seen God for myself, honey. I seen them for myself, okay?
You said those miracles.
I seen them for myself, okay? Favor ain't fair, but baby, okay?
You're not lying. You're not lying about that. So that was like right on time that you had that conversation with your mom, it seems like.
Right.
Because right after you had the conversation with your mom, you said about a month later, the opportunity was introduced to you.
Oh my goodness. Literally down to a T a month later.
And it's just, it's not, I don't want to use the word crazy, but it's just ironic how sometimes God do things. You know what I'm saying? Had you not had that conversation with your mom, that phone call a month later probably would have been totally different. What do you say?
100% different, because had she did not said nothing to me, because she was like, whatever you do, we always tell our people that don't tell anybody nothing. I walked out that door. I don't even think she closed the door good before I hit send to call my mother.
I know that's
and
right.
She was like, Carla, that's the company that I was telling you about. I started with the original CEO, the owner of the business. It works and you can do it. Oh, that's all I needed. That's all I needed.
Wow, that's awesome. See, God's timing is always right on time. His timing is not our timing. But baby, when I say it's on time,
absolutely.
It definitely be on time. Okay. So my next question for you is, what makes you a force to be reckoned with?
Okay, honey, let me tell you something. I was just thinking about this as I was getting myself together for this evening. And I thought about it. I was like, she going to ask me what makes me a force to be reckoned with. And I ain't had nothing to say until I thought about it. I said, baby, I'm your girl next door. I can fit into any circle, any social circle. Okay. I can put my gym shoes on and I can put my heels on. Okay. I can talk to the corporate CPO and I can talk to the people that's hanging out. It doesn't matter. I can literally fit in any situation. Okay.
I know that's right. Say, baby, ain't nothing too classy.
I was just gonna say it is nothing too small. You do not intimidate me because I know my stuff and I know who I am and whose I am. So, honey, you cannot come at me left.
I know that's
I'm gonna get right with you, whichever way you want to call about it.
I know that's right. I know that's right. And I love how you said that you can fit into any group or any setting, because sometimes I was just having this conversation. I did an interview yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just having a conversation, like sometimes it's very intimidating when you go into new circles, when you go into different arenas and you have so many, as far as especially women, when you have so many different women on so many different levels. You know what I'm saying? You might, because I've been in a room with millionaires, and I'm sure you have too. And, you know, sometimes if you don't have the right mindset, the right confidence, baby, you'll feel like you're very small. So being able to walk into those rooms and still be yourself authentically and confident, that is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Honey.
Okay. The next question I have for you is, what makes you unique in your craft?
Well, I probably should have saved that answer for this one, huh? Okay, so this is what makes me unique. So by me being able to assess the situation, I can meet you where you are. I can meet you where you are. So with that being said, you know, I'm listening. I can hear you. I understand what you're saying to understand you and better meet your needs. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not like the answer, because they're related. I'm not in one box.
Okay.
So I know how to assess the situation. Okay. And I know how to be able to understand you, to relate. And that's the biggest thing, being relatable. I'm very relatable. Mm-hmm. So that's what makes me unique, honey. And I'm going to find something to relate to you. Okay. That's what makes me unique.
And I like how you said you observe the situation to give people what they need, because you have so many people out here that's just about closing the deal, making the sale, pushing the product. But I love how you said, I'm going to give you what you need. I don't want all that extra stuff, because, you know, even with the cable channels, when you try to call and get cable, do you want a bundle? I called y'all about one thing. And one thing, right? Give me my cable and I don't want nothing else.
But look, I'm going to tell you something. When you're dealing with people's finances, you got to be very careful, because people want to see how much you care. They don't care about none of that. Because if you come in somebody's house, you get on somebody's Zoom and you get the fast talking these people, it's a turn off. Mm-hmm. It's a turn off. Really. So it's about passion. It's about knowing your craft. Because if not, you know, people are already judging you when you walk in their house or when you on this Zoom. They're judging everything about you. They're looking for something. Mm-hmm. They're looking for something,
so they can be like, that's all right.
They be like, oh, look at her. No, baby.
And you know what they say about them fast talkers.
Woo, baby. Slick, just about the dollar. Woo, you hear it all the time. You hear it all the time.
That is so funny. Okay, so the next question is, what makes you creative?
Oh, that's a good question, but it's an easy one. So, coming from where I'm from, let me just say this. You either gonna get with it or get ran over. So you cannot tell me that it cannot be done, because I'm gonna figure out 4-5 different ways to skin that cat. Do you understand me? And if you show it to me, I'm gonna make it. But if you tell me it can't be done, I'm gonna do it 3 times just to show you. Okay, so it don't matter if I got to build it out of stick, steel, cotton candy, whatever the case is, I'm gonna do it. I just have the eye for it. You know, but you know what? It also goes along with, I think I was in Girl Scout growing up, so we were always doing things adventurous, creating things, and then learning and things of that sort. So yeah.
Somebody, Demetrius said she grew up like that. Creativity is in her bones. Okay.
Come on, Dr. Dee. Thanks for tuning in. She knows.
She knows you.
She knows.
So, you were saying about how you figure things out. Like, can you give us an example or a situation that happened that you had to, be creative to get it done?
Oh, girl, you hit me on the head on the point. Now, this was not in the lineup.
Was it? A little spill and then a little twist. Look,
okay, something that I had to figure out. Oh, it's so many different situations to whereas we take them very lightly. Okay, something I had to figure out. Here I go looking at my husband. What do you think? You know what? Seriously, I'm gonna tell you this. Life insurance, right? So on a serious note, when you first come into this field, you don't know everything it is about, these type of situations. Mm-hmm. So being creative or having to figure it out is knowing when you have to reach out sometimes to have the correct answer. So I've been in situations where I did not know. And I say, hey, let me call, let me figure it out, let me get the right answers for you. Or different scenarios when, say, for instance, our house, right? We just purchased the house. Okay, so we were in a scenario to whereas something had to be done in this house. So we had to come up with a scenario. Me and my husband put our heads together and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to come together. We're going to fix this $5,000 problem. And that's what we did. So I don't know. I know I didn't go too much into details, but we have came across situations where we didn't have no choice but to shake a tail feather. Okay. And that was one of those situations. We literally put our head down. Big shout outs to our realtor. We put our head down and we literally figured it out. We all came together. When I say we all came together, my husband, the seller, the realtor, we were here making it do what it do. So in the situation, I'm going to give you another one. As we speaking on that, we literally closed on our home within the closing day was supposed to be 21 days, but 26 days. So with that being said, everything they brought to us, if we didn't have it, we sat down and we say less, because it's nothing that you can really tell somebody that's going to figure it out. You can't put me in a box. It's always a solution to it. You can't put me in a box. I don't care what it is. I'm going to get it done. So, but that was just something slight.
Okay. Well, I know you tapped in and you said the life insurance. Before I go to my next question, I want to dig into that a little bit to give our audience some perspectives about life insurance. I'm not sure if you can mention exactly what company that you're working for, but a lot of people want to know what's the difference between whole life insurance policy and a term life insurance policy. Can you give us some?
Oh, baby, that's my favorite. That's my favorite question. I love that. I love it because people be like, oh my goodness, do you carry the policy where you can invest money in it? You got some money growing with it. And that's always how they say it. You can pull money out of it. You can borrow from it because, honey,
that's what gets you right there.
That's what give me. I be waiting. But the biggest difference is investment, right? Mm-hmm. So let's talk about it. So this is one of them hidden gems. Okay. So this insurance game goes back really, really deep. It goes back to poverty and keeping you locked in one place. It's not just African Americans. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just Mexicans. It's people that's below a certain poverty level in certain areas. So back in the day, the insurance man used to come around to your house and collect their payments. Okay. So in your mind, this insurance fast talker going to come and sit down with you, right? And I'm going to put you on this plan. Hey, I'm going to get you $20,000 in coverage. You got money that's growing on it. They don't tell you how much it is. Okay. So therefore, if something happens, guess what? You could pull money from it. Okay. Awesome. Wonderful. But this is what they don't tell you. First and foremost, your money's only growing at a 1 to 4% rate of return. So if you're paying maybe $76, let's say you're paying $250, right? A 1 to 4%, you have no idea how much they are actually investing of that money. Let's just put that out there. You don't know. Okay. So not only that, it takes 2 to 5 years for your money to grow. So Angel, you put me, I put you on this plan and you say, well, Carla, my child is about to go. She's going to go to college, right? And I'd be like, awesome. And you'd be like, well, Margot wants to go to HBCU. Okay, cool. And I say, well, why are you telling me? Like, how can I help you? And you be like, because I'm trying to pull some money out. I got to,
the money you was talking about. I need
basically, right? The scholarship didn't cover everything. Okay, no problem. Well, if I tell you that there's nothing there or you have $100 or $200 in it, how would you feel about that?
Baby, I'll be like, listen, stop playing. Where is the money?
Where is my money, right? You didn't tell me this, right? Okay.
You said my money was going to be building and growing and building. Where's the money?
So what does a 1% actually do on $200?
Nothing,
right?
$2, ain't it? Is it $2? Or is it 2 cents?
So these are the underlying things that's not talked about. So say, for instance, you did pull that money out of the account, you got to pay it back, right? So you're paying it back with an interest, and that's a 6 to 8%. But this is your money. This is your money. So why are you paying yourself back? That's the biggest question, okay? You're telling me that this is my money. So I got to take a loan out against my money? It doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing is, or let me ask you this. Say, for instance, Angel, you took that money out of that account. What happens, God forbid, something was to happen to you in that whole life policy? You tell me. What happens?
They gonna want their money back whether I'm dead or alive.
Whether you're dead or alive. So what's going to happen is they're going to take the money that you pulled out of that account, right? They're going to take it from the death benefit itself. Minus the 6 to 8% interest rate that they're charging. So your family gets what's left of it. And see, that's a common issue that we have, especially within our communities, because a lot of the times we don't know that our mothers, our grandmothers pulled any money out of those accounts. Mm-hmm. We don't know nothing about that. All we know is they have an assurance policy that they have been paying on our whole life. Mm-hmm. They got insurance. Baby, it ain't nothing you can tell me. My grandma got insurance. Oh, I hear that so much. Not insurance. But it's the truth. But this is the biggest thing. And this is the biggest concept that everybody has to understand. Say, for instance, you never touch that money, okay? You have $10,000 that's sitting in that account. If something happens to you, your family's going to get that $10,000 as well as the $25,000 that you have, the death benefit, right or wrong. Mm-hmm. No, I'm asking you.
No, okay. So you said, do they get both of them?
Yeah, do they get both? Do they get the investment as well as the death benefit?
No, they do not.
They don't. They don't. Because it's a living benefit only, which means you call the company and you say, hey, my grandmother has a $25,000 policy, and I know, and they say, okay, I'm gonna send over the paperwork, whatever the case may be, right? And then you say, no, hold on. I know she got money in her investment. Because she always told me to get this whole life. You need to be covered your whole life. And they say to you, no, ma'am. That's you want that 10,000 or you want the 25,000? Which one you want? Wow. And you're going to be like, what you mean, which one I want? Yeah, which one do you want? That's because it's a living benefit only. You're paying for two things and you only get one. That's why it's so much or so expensive. And that's what people don't really understand. So I can literally tell what type of life insurance policy you have by when you tell me the amount of coverage and how much you're paying. I know off top what you have. Literally. And the crazy part about it is these rules are listed in the first 8 pages.
But we don't read it.
We don't.
We don't.
They say, what's the best way to have something from somebody?
Put it in the book.
Put it in a book.
Put it in the book.
And see, this is the thing. Let me explain to you the concept behind cash value policies. Okay. So for our everyday people, the people within our communities, we not investment savvy. We don't know where to put our money. So if somebody come and sit down with me and tell me, hey, I have something for you that's going to cover your life, and you invest in your money so you have money growing in case of an emergency, when it's time to send your kids to school, buy a house, you have this money. Okay. So in my mind, I'm doing something amazing, which you are. I'd rather talk to someone that have a policy because they understand it. Okay. But the problem is they don't know the concept behind it. It's an evolving door. So, Angel, if I give you a $25,000 policy, right, and you got everything in your communities, you barely gonna leave the funeral home, but just think about the clothing stores, the liquor stores. You got to pay your tithes at church, and all of these things, Madison and Pulaski, 87th Street, whatever the case may be. My let me go get a new washing machine, a dryer. These are things that come to people's minds. A new car when they get a large lump sum because they're not used to having that money. So that money is going to go right out the door very, very fast. Okay. Yep. But let me give it to you in a different way. If I gave you $500,000 and you living in the neighborhood, you're already savvy about investments, what are you going to do? You're going to move. You're going to buy yourself a house in a better community. No, baby. We're going to keep you right here in this poverty square footage. You cannot leave. Mm-hmm. We're going to keep you in the ghetto. We're going to keep you in the projects. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to keep you in the rural areas. Mm-hmm. Where the schools are not anything. Where they barely have textbooks. Where your kids can't even go and play in the park without ducking bullets or worrying about the drug dealers on the corners, whatever the case may be. You understand what I'm saying? So if I give you $500,000 or if I give you $1 million, think about this. What's the odds of your child going to college? You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Better communities, better opportunities. So no, I'm going to come in your house and I'm going to sell you this $25,000 policy because it's a mind trap and I'm going to keep you stuck where you are. And now you sold off and you're going to tell everybody in your family. And everybody in the family got these whole life policies that they've been paying on for 30 years. How you got a $10,000 policy and you still paying on it or it's paid up? And that's a whole nother concept when it's paid up. Oh, I don't have to pay for this policy no more. How you think the policy paying for itself? It's a bucket. You put a hole in it, it's coming down. So they're going to do one or two things, right, with these paid up policies. Either they're going to send you a bill that's going to say, hey, in order for you to maintain or continue this coverage, we're going to need $4,596. Or if you expire, God forbid, he calls you home, they're going to send you a check for like $2,000, $3,000. You're going to be like, no, they had a $10,000 policy. But what they don't understand is your premiums are now coming out of the back end of the death benefit.
Wow. And they definitely don't tell you that.
I don't know. They don't tell you that.
They don't tell you that.
No, but it's in writing.
Huh?
It's in writing.
But we don't read that.
No, we don't read that.
Mm-mm. But you know what? When I first learned and really got savvy about life insurance and the importance thereof, I started off with a whole life insurance policy. And I was, really excited because, like you said, I was building cash value. I'll be able to borrow soon. So I was like, I'm sold. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that is the secret sauce of a whole life in policy, that cash value. You think you really gaining something, in actuality you're not. And the fact that you said it's only growing at a 1 to 4%, which is really pennies on the dollar. And then not only that, the interest though is 7 to 8%. It's like it's not, the math ain't math. You know what I'm saying?
The math isn't. And you know what? I think you was just being real generous. 7 to 8%. No, honey, more like 1 to 4. You may come across a 5% rate of return here and there, but no, sweetheart. No. No, it's not like that.
Wow. Well,
That's real generous. You
that
real generous.
I'm glad you let us know. So that is a whole life. Tap
Mhm.
into a term policy, if you will, and when you do speak about that, because what I've learned is that if you were paying like a whole life policy and you switch that into a term policy, and the payments are so different, what can you do with that leftover money that you were already spending, you know what I'm saying, from the whole life policy?
Okay, so I'm so happy you asked that question because, baby, let me tell you something. Term policies is wonderful, but not all term policies are equal. Okay, so with our company, we're one of the only companies that's left in the nation that has a 35-year term policy with guaranteed coverage up until the age of 95.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they do that at? You don't have to keep reassuring. They don't have to keep rerunning your health for this term. So all term is not equal. But what term is, it allows you to get a larger lump sum. Like right now, um, client in their 30s, right? 500,000. That's $60.
That's an awesome.
500,000, that's $60, right? So say for instance, they were already paying $100 for a $50,000 policy. So they're paying 60. So we're going to redirect that other end of the money. So we're going to take that $40 and we're going to invest it. We're going to invest it into a mutual fund where your money is growing at a 10 to 12% rate of return. Start accumulating and showing up immediately because of compounded interest. Okay?
See, I like that.
Absolutely. But you know what? It's so many misconceptions with term because terms, everybody have their own term product. But the biggest thing is what happens when your term run out, like you said. So the beautiful thing about our company is we're teaching people how to make money, okay, while protecting their money at the same time. Because if you don't have an investment that's attached to your, well, not attached, but if you don't have an investment going with your term policy, you might as well have a whole life policy. I'm just saying that may be better off.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're doing is we're teaching the people to eliminate the need of life insurance. Okay. And it's also known as retirement money because 30 years from now, 20 years from now, your kids are older. They're off to college. Your house is paid off or it's a little left. You don't have that much debt. You're retired. So you need to be able to replace that income. Okay. You have to be able to still live after that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't put something properly into place, what's going to happen is you're going to be stuck paying for a life insurance policy that you cannot afford. Okay. Because you got to renew and you scrambling and you scrambling. So no, what we do is we teach our family members and friends, let's get this investment going. Let's get this investment going because that investment have a beneficiary too. Because why would you attach something to your life that's going to die when you die? Whole life, cash value, whichever you want to call it, IUL, infinite banking, all that souped up whole life policies. So no, ma'am. Term allows you to get a larger lump sum. It covers you while you're younger. Secure your kids' education, the mortgage on your house, your income. Life insurance is always supposed to be 10 times the amount of income that you bring home within your household. Never forget that. Okay? Death. The
Go ahead.
average funeral.
And
Say that
repeat.
again.
I said, go ahead and repeat that.
I'll go back over it again for you. The average funeral today is $10,000. Don't let you be fancy. You're gonna leave up out of there with a $30,000 bill. I've seen several of them this year. The itemized funeral costs $30,000. Okay. So think about this. If the average household does not have $1,000 in the savings account, what makes you think they have 10 to 20,000 for a funeral? Angel, what do you see on Facebook when people pass away?
GoFundMe. They, can y'all chip in? We selling dinners,
Anything, in cash apps, anything helps.
Yes.
Anything helps.
Yes.
That's because we're not educated, man. We're not educated. And I'm going to tell you something. We educate our people on buying legacy policies, not burial policies. What's 10, 20,000 going to do for you?
Mhm.
Nothing. Nothing. I have a business partner who lost his mom and his dad, and I'm sorry, who lost his mother and his brother, and asked me who's taking care of his brother's children.
Mhm.
He is.
Mhm.
So just imagine what that extra 100, that's not enough. The extra 250,000, the extra 3, 4, 500,000 does. Who's gonna take care of your kids like you? So, people say like, oh, I'm straight. I'm straight. I hear that all the time. My mama got me. Yes, your mother has you. Yes, she does. And she's going to take care of those children. But just think about, she already on a fixed income. So just imagine the mouths that she now have to feed on that fixed income. And most people retire with half of their income, a fourth of their income. So now, guess what your 65-year-old mother is going to have to do, or that 24, 30-year-old woman or brother or man that's still trying to figure out life now have to do? They strained. They already trying to find a career or get settled. The average household income is 40,000. So you already got 3 kids of your own. Now you just inherited another 2 or 3.
Mhm.
8th grade graduation, senior prom, college send off, college itself.
Mhm.
But I'm cool with my $50,000 policy. I'm straight. I'm either straight with my 100,000.
But like you said earlier, nowadays you can't even go in funeral homes and let them know how much your policy you is, because baby, they gonna try to run all of that money up. If you tell them you even and you like you said, the minimum cost of a funeral is $10,000. But if you go in there and tell them you got a $15,000 policy, they gonna say it's 15,000.
You know,
Whatever you got, they want it.
you know what? It's so funny you said that, because I tell all my clients, this is just me personally. Don't tell them people you got insurance until the very end. Until the very end, because it's something called a cash price, and then there's something called a policy price. They gonna milk that cow. They gonna milk. When I say milk that cow, they gonna milk it like you said. You gonna pay for a casket that was 5,000, 3,000, 2, 3 times over.
Mhm.
That's what they do. That's
I've
what they do.
I've seen it.
I mean, just think about it. You got $100,000 policy. Ooh, don't let it be 5. Oh Lord, you're gonna look up. They gonna be offered you doves, the horse, the clear case. I want you to walk them through the neighborhood. They gonna want a marching band with it.
Oh, block.
I'm trying to tell you, okay? You gonna get the Megatron. They gonna pull out the works for you. But why wouldn't I? It's that funeral business. It's a business too.
It's definitely a business, and
It's a
it's so sad
business.
that it's not like it used to be. You really used to have people who work in the funeral homes who actually care about the deceased in the family, but now it's like it's just the money game, numbers game.
It is.
It
It
is.
is. That's why
But
you
like
see so many
you said,
funeral homes now. There's one on every other corner. It's one that's above the liquor store. Let me stop. But yes, you see them everywhere because it's a money game. It's a huge industry. Look what we are. We're in Chicago, right? Where one of the highest murder rates in the capital has been down a little bit. But I'm going to just say this. Why not get into that? But I'm also tell you this. Just imagine if everybody around here that was dying had $500,000 policies. What would the murder rate be then in Chicago? Let's just talk about that.
baby,
And every time we lose one of our young black men, our teenage children, and the life insurance company has got to pay out. Imagine what the rates are going to be.
hmm.
Just imagine what the
Just
murder rate's going to be.
even with you saying that, just this week alone, if it wasn't this week and last week together, it was literally 4 high school boys that were killed. If they all had a $500,000 policy, baby, that's $2 million
$2 million back into the communities.
back into the community. But they don't want us to know this information. They
No,
don't want us to tap into, breaking generational curses and coming out of poverty. They want this for our young men. That's why, you know, I wasn't taught about insurance again until I was a grown woman myself.
I don't know about you, but I always remember the insurance lady coming to my house
Right.
when I was a
I
child.
remember
And my
when
mama said, hey, come downstairs real fast because they need to see you. Come downstairs. Yes, ma'am.
no,
Yes,
I mean
ma'am. And they didn't miss a beat.
about them coming to the house, but I didn't know the benefits and
Nope.
the, you know, the pros and the cons between the different policies. I wasn't taught that information.
Yeah.
And a lot of our people now aren't taught this information because I've even talked to people about life insurance and they'll be like, I don't care what happened with my family after I'm gone. What? Huh? And then some people be afraid that, oh, my family gonna be living off of me. What? Like they don't even want to pour into their families after they're gone. And then literally I asked this one man, I said, well, you know, what about your family? You know, what about your expenses and, you know, different things? He was like, I ain't worried about that. They could take care of it. I just was like, you know what?
Are you surprised?
I've never seen, you know, so much like ignorance. You know what I'm saying? To be clear, but it's like you can't be knowledgeable about something you don't know about.
You know, I have a young lady that, well, I know a young lady that she makes good money. You know, she makes good money and great career.
Mm-hmm.
She was young. She had 6 siblings. Her mother passed away. So now she got to feed 6 mouths.
Wow.
Okay. Her mother didn't know about what we're talking about, but just imagine if she did.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine that. And I tell people all the time that, oh, they're going to take care of that. Baby, I hit them in the gut where it hurts. Some people, oh, I don't need insurance. You got insurance on your car. You got insurance on your phone. They be like, yeah, you got to have insurance on your car. I say, well, why don't you just take and put your kids out in the car, baby, and bring your car on. I mean, bring your kids outside and bring your car in the house since you care about that the most. Now they looking at you like you're retarded.
Now they mad at you.
Now they mad. But that's reality of the situation. You rather protect the phone and you rather protect the car, but not your life. So you might just let's just get the process started because your kids gonna be outside. That's what they're gonna be. Your kids gonna be outside. And your family members and friends, the first thing somebody yells when somebody pass away, oh, do they have insurance? Do they have insurance? That's the unspoken.
Mm-hmm.
That's the unspoken. But when you say stuff to them like, well, girl, go on and just take your kids outside, bring your car in, they want to fight. They rather push you. They're gonna put you out. They got to put me out. Listen, oh Lord, I mean, no offense. You gotta smile because you gotta smile when you see it. So, girl, just put them kids outside, bring that car in, because that's reality of the situation.
And you just being honest, but you know, a lot of people cannot take honesty and truth. A lot of people will rather for you to lie to them. And even speaking about, you know, our older, you know, our aunts and our uncles, grandparents, those insurance policies, like you said, they've had them for ages and ages. They done paid for them several times.
Right.
You need to tap into that. Grandma, what kind of policy you got? You know, my grandmother just passed 2022, rest her soul. And after she passed, a few months later, my aunt called me like, your grandma got a policy for you. It was like $20,000, you know, dollars or something. You want to keep it? And I'm thinking like, probably not, because like at the end of the day, what is $20,000 gonna do? I got 4 kids. I got 4 kids. You know
I
what I'm
got 5-piece spicy.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, like you said, we have to have the coverage that we need, and that's going to take care of our children. $20,000 barely can even take care of 1 kid,
right? Let
alone 4. Right. And another thing I want to tap into is,
well, before you move forward, let me give you an explanation to why grandmother keep their policies. Grandmother and my mama keeps the policies, okay? Because this is something that I have to explain to people. Our grandmothers and our mothers are smart, okay? They know where we're living in, the day and age we're living in. So just in case my not so intelligent, irresponsible adult child does not have insurance and something happens, I have a $10,000 policy sitting here. So let me explain something to you. We're talking about insurance. So you have to meet people where they are. When you get older or you have a grandmother that's on a set income, for the people that say, my mama got me, I'm straight. She got your funeral covered because your grandmother cannot afford a policy that is going to protect your income, your mortgage, your children, and their future. They have something just in case that fits their budget. So if they bring home $1,200 a month, you better know they paying $20 a month for your policies. And just imagine if they got everybody covered within the household or grew up in their household just in case something happens.
Yeah,
and I've often
even wrong about that because the policy probably was even smaller than, I was giving an example. It probably been even smaller. And like you said, it was just something just in case because my family experienced a just in case.
Yeah.
February 17th will mark 21 years my sister has been deceased. Okay. My sister went out to E2 to have a, go for partying, and she never made it back home. And so, again, we're living in times where that can happen. And so I believe my grandma got policies for all of her grandkids. So I know it couldn't have been, really, something expensive. It was really something small just to have just in case because we just had that happen. So she wanted to have some type of protection.
Absolutely.
So like you said, it's just a little bit.
But let me tell you something. This is the biggest thing. And this is what I tell the people that says, oh, my mama got insurance on me. I'm cool. So, let's talk about this. Your mother had children and your mother protected her children because she's a mother and that's what she's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. You are now a mother and you have children. What do you think is your responsibility? It's not your mama's responsibility to make sure she have a life insurance policy on you and your child. You are now an adult. Mm-hmm. It is now your responsibility to protect your own child. It's your responsibility to protect your mama at this point, just in case something happened to you and your mama got to take your children. Mm-hmm. Because, baby, these kids be running amok on these elder parents, okay? They be like,
You ain't lying, honey. You is not.
Seriously. That's why parents be at the church house praying, okay? Mm-hmm. Seriously. That's conversation for another day, baby.
So let me ask you this. When you say we can invest our monies or annuities, like what's some different investments or annuities that we can tap into with that extra money to be building more wealth?
Okay, so let me say this. Annuities are kind of different.
Okay.
They work a little bit different. Therefore, people at different ages, specified age group have a certain amount of money to be able to invest, okay, at a certain time period. So it can pay you out for the rest of your life. Okay, so that's the beautiful thing about annuities. And sometimes people be so quick to throw a young person into annuity. Hold on, slow down. Because if you put them into a mutual fund, right? You put them into a Roth, into a mutual fund, okay? They're younger, so their risk, they can afford to take a little higher of a risk. Okay. And the bigger rate of return is huge. You understand what I'm saying? Compared to someone that's much older, they can afford that risk. So they have to have something that's safe to put their money into. All right. So I know with our company, we get you set up. It depends on what you have going on because we have different funds. So it just depends on what you have. Because the average person, you can't just set a person into one thing. When you're sitting down going over a person's finances, you have to go over everything. You have to find out what's in their 401k, at least have an idea, because the question is, where are you headed towards retirement? How much money has to be replaced by then? Okay, what do you need? Because you can't just be throwing people into anything. You understand what I'm saying? Because you'll mess these people up. You'll mess them up. And sometimes, depending on what they already have, you can't touch that money. Okay. But then you have the people that have their money in their mattress, because don't get it twisted. We have people that have money in their mattress, or you have people that's sitting in money sitting in the bank. Okay. So you have those type of clients. But money markets, you just break it up. Break it up depending on what it is. You have to meet people where they are. So definitely a Roth IRA. Depending on college, you got 529s, people that have that's entrepreneurs. So it's different accounts for people, and you just teach them to max them out. Max them out.
All right, now if y'all trying to get these accounts and get them maxed out, y'all better hit my girl up.
Let's go, honey. Let's go. We're sitting down. We're taking care of. If I can't help you, if I myself cannot help you, we have multiple people that are licensed, that are knowledgeable, okay? Because our investments, they're amazing, man. They're amazing. We have some really great opportunities going on. But all it takes is for the people to sit down with us. So if somebody call you and say, hey, I need to sit down with you, I need 15 minutes of your time, take it. Take it, because it's for your benefit. People scared to talk about life insurance. That insurance, girl, they scared. They don't want to talk about it till it knocks on your door. I've had that to happen several times. People play me to the left, and I just sit back and be like, ooh.
Yeah, one of my good friends, she had actually had a conversation with her kid's father, like, we need to get some life insurance and everything. And he was like, you trying to kill me off? Da, da, da. And they never sat around and actually talked about it. And he wind up dying a few weeks later. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's very important to have these conversations with your family. You know what I'm saying? Especially with your mate. So you can make sure that if something happens to either of you, you guys are covered. Your kids
I'll tell you something. One of the biggest things that I'm learning is people want to wait till they're not healthy to get life insurance. And
they don't want to give it to you.
I just want people to think about this, right? Life insurance is a business too. They want the young and they want the healthy, okay? So if you next to death, sorry, but if you next to death, you almost Moses' age, okay? And you got everything wrong with you. What makes you think that they're going to cover you? Or what makes you think you're going to pay some cheap rate? Oh, why is it so high? Because you 74 years old. Hello? You 50. You a smoker. Your lungs is black. You've been smoking your whole life. You eat fried chicken all day. Your arteries are clogged. Okay, I'm just saying. You eat Twinkies.
You got COPD. Got it.
Okay, with a little PSTD in there. In the ADHD. What is it? ADHD. With a little depression. So you sit and had 7 DUIs, okay? And you sitting here trying to figure out why you got denied or why is it so high? You a death risk. The liabilities, the numbers say that you're more likely to check out than someone that's healthy. That's why you're supposed to buy life insurance while you're young, while you're healthy, okay? That's why you come across people that have $1 million policy paying $50 because their health is amazing. Okay? Yeah. So yeah, baby, you can't wait till you got a scare. It's a cancer scare or just things of that sort. You can't wait until you get too late or you get too old, because a lot of the times, like now we're living in a awake stage, right? In this moment, everybody's awake. We have so many things via social media, right? So now we're thinking about money. So now that we're thinking about money, it becomes a thing where I'm 50 and I want to leave I want to leave money, for my family. I want to make sure that my children is straight. I want to make sure that my grandkids is good. And then when you sit down with someone like me and I tell you at 50, $500,000 is like 200, and that's just being nice on the generous side. Now you're upset. Oh, that's too much. Why is it so high? Because for the regular insurance, the cutoff rate is like 69-ish. So, that's like what, 20 years? Because as you get older, everything start going to your left. So you're not that young. What they call it? Pippa squeaker. What is it called?
I was going to say tenderoni.
You're not that young tenderoni that you used to be in great health. You waited too late. And that's a hard conversation to have with you. I'm going to just shop around. And I hear that all the time. And I just say, go right ahead, because I know our rates are 30% cheaper than most. So go right ahead and shop around, because it's not going to get us. That's our company. So I just smile. I see you later. I'll be waiting on that call. I'll be excited. Go on, call me back, girl. Go on, see what you going to see.
I ain't finna see nothing.
I promise. They ain't finna look. They ain't finna call. The only way they looking and calling if something is wrong with their health. Now they're really searching, and that's reality. I've seen it too many times. Yeah.
And you know what? It's sad to say, you used to didn't see people getting like breast cancer or diagnosed when they was like 50s and stuff. I don't know what happened to my throat.
It's okay.
But you see now younger and younger women getting diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yes.
It used to be at an age, I believe, I want to say 50, 55 when you would be getting the mammography. Mm-hmm. Now they're doing them at 40.
Oh, that's the fancy word for it.
Yes.
Come on, nurse. Come on, nurse. Get us together. What Dr. Didi at? Get us together.
But now they're doing them at 40.
Absolutely.
Because you've seen women 25, 30, 35 with breast cancer. And people don't understand. We as humans, females, are all prone to get breast cancer, uterine cancer. Because why? We have breasts, we have uterus. Men are, you know what I'm saying? What is it? BPH, which is the benign cancer for men. Why? Because they have that. Any of us could get skin cancer. Why? Because we have skin. Yeah. Not saying that we're going to get it, but you can, because you have these things.
Let me say this to you. Not to cut you off. Before you move forward past the breast cancer, you asked me why I'm so big in faith, because, okay, we've been there. God has healed my mother's body from breast cancer. Okay, so with that being said, we're living in a day and age now where they're taking a different approach. Okay, so if your family, that's part of knowing your family lineage, knowing your family history as far as medical goes, because cancer runs in your family and sometimes it is genetic. So that's going to lead me to the breast cancer part, right? So when my mother went through what she went through, the doctor said to her, listen, we're going to test you to see what type of breast cancer it is. Is it genetic or not? Because if it's genetic, 9 times out of 10, your daughters will have it. Mm-hmm. So in order to avoid that, they give you the option to get it. What is it called? A mastectomy, or what is it? When they take your breast away to prevent it from coming. So that's the beautiful thing. That's why when you hear someone that's in your close proximity, family-wise, that have breast cancer, you got to get with them, because they need to be able to be tested, because they do it now to see if it's genetic. That way you will know if you're prone, the chances of you now getting breast cancer. And it's some famous people, I can't quite call their names, real famous, that they went ahead and got it done to prevent it. They literally they removed their breasts to prevent the actual the possibilities. Because if they would have said to me, hey Carla, your mother has that genetic to where it's 9 times out of 10 you guys are going to develop, you can have them. Go give me some fake ones, you can have them.
But let me
to
tell you this.
prolong life. You can have them.
I'm gonna tell you this though. Working in the medical field, I've seen women really be torn between getting their breasts cut off. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like that's a part of their identity. Some women, they be like, no. So it's a really, for me being personally, it's not a hard decision for me. Like you said, take these jokers here, slide them, slide them on. I can put on the pad and bra, whatever. But some women, they don't want to do it.
I'm gonna
I've
tell you
seen it.
this. Um, I've seen it from my own two eyes because it's a part of the. So how do you say it? Feminine. It's who makes it. What makes them? It makes
Mm-hmm.
them a woman. You understand? So you take my breast away. That's a little personal. So
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. I get it. Being in a situation myself, and the thing is this. Us as women, we're taking birth control. We're using all these products, the Johnson and Johnson, ovarian cancer,
Mm-hmm.
the perms, that led to cancers. You know, we as women, we're putting all these things, hormonal things in our bodies. Our bodies are going through these changes, but they're not talking to us about the upside. Okay. So, life insurance now asks about reproductive diseases. That's not something they used to ask
Mm-hmm.
because the number one cancer killer, ovarian cancer
Mm-hmm.
for women. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
That's real.
It is.
It's very real. But these are the unspoken. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So I forgot where I was going with that statement. Oh yeah, we were talking about taking them away. So I get it. I get it. But it becomes a thing where Jasmine, you're right, it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
But it becomes a thing where I gotta live for my babies.
Mm-hmm.
I got 5 children.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see my children go to college. I want to see them have kids.
Get
So I
married.
have to be the best me as possible. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Because I need to see my babies. I cannot imagine leaving this earth without my children. It's just a scary thought. Who's going to take care of them?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to? How are they going to feel? What questions are they going to have? Who's going to comfort them at nighttime? I ain't trying to do it. That's why I pray. Oh, no, Lord. That's why I pray. You can't, when it's your time, it's your time. But stuff like that is serious. We got to take care of ourselves. We got to take care of ourselves or we got to get tested.
And like she said, it's a lot of the foods that we eat, the
Ooh.
stress, the pollution, the air. Do you remember? Was it last year when you walked outside and it was all smoke and cloudy? I mean, we kept hearing that it was in New York, but a few days later, the air was just like that here in Chicago.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? How it's stretched across the United States? like
Yes.
like this COVID pandemic. Do you know? I sat there and I thought about this the other day. Let me shut out my company. Please DM me whatever you need to find out about my company. I'm gonna always talk about my company because my company does what's right. So during COVID, it was only a few companies that was actually paying out those death claims. They sent out notifications. I have one. They sent out notifications basically stating that they're ruling it like terrorist, a natural disaster, so they're not going to pay if you die of COVID.
Wow.
But for the ones that's still here, and God bless the families that were lost that went through that because COVID swept in like something on the TV. I was just thinking to myself, like, Lord, I thank you. We didn't experience loss behind COVID, but just imagine the bodies that was in those tanks. When you went to funerals, you couldn't even walk up to the caskets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you get what I'm saying? And now we have to deal with like she said, the air, the stuff that swept these people, these man-made diseases, and you don't have insurance. Our insurance was one of the only companies, our company was one of the only companies that paid the people that passed out. It was like two other companies that paid the people that passed away in 9/11. It was a family that got insurance insurance. I said it right. Instead of assurance, they got insurance the night before 9/11 happened. And our company paid that family. Our company actually have the family names who were clients on their walls. When you come to their headquarters, their family names that they paid out, they're on their walls. That was like a monument. That was a moment. You get what I'm saying? Because our company does what's right by the people. We care for our people. It ain't about us. That's why when people say, why is insurance so high? Because we're gonna pay you.
Right.
We're gonna pay you if something happens. We're gonna pay your family. So we need to make sure that you are who you are. You are what you say you are, and your health stands up to it. That's why you get it while you're young. You know, you got these children, get it while you're young. Protect your kids, y'all. Y'all can hear me anytime. I am willing and able at any time. All you got to say is, hey, I need to talk to you. I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. I could be eating dinner. Hold on one second. Let me answer this.
Let me get my laptop.
Right, let me get my laptop. I don't even need my laptop. Here go my phone. Okay, I'm right. I'm on the money at all times. Okay.
Baby, these phones are computers now.
Absolutely.
Literally.
They cost the same as laptops. So
they cost more.
Yep. Should be.
Jesus. So my next question for you is, what barriers have you had to knock down to get you where you are now? Or what barriers are you still knocking down every day?
One of the biggest things in my field is people want to know that, one, you care, and two, you know what you're doing. So it's hard to say, and what I mean by that is the people that, there's no shade to the people that work at the Walmarts or anything, but they give you the hardest time, man. They give you the hardest time. Girl, come on with this little $50. What is you doing? But you don't treat them no different. You understand what I'm saying? So when you say barriers, you come across all type of objections. I'm gonna give you one. One of the biggest objections or barriers that I come across in my field, I already discussed one, that my parents have insurance on me. So we've already talked about you protecting yourself and protecting your children like your parents did. It's now your responsibilities. Job insurance, company insurance. It's really group insurance. Okay. So when I sit down with people like, I got it on my job. Okay, so let's talk about it. Do you actually have a policy, or do you have a piece of paper or certificate that you sign on your hiring package? How much money do you think the company is going to give to you? Most people, job insurance is like 1 times, maybe 2 times the amount of your salary. Okay. Not only that, you do not own that policy. And of course, I can't beat that $11 that's coming out of your check every 2 weeks. They got thousands of clients. They can afford to charge you $11. They get 11 times 100,000 people. Okay, so no, I'm not gonna beat that little $10 coming out every month. And because you added your kids, it's an extra another 10. No, I'm not gonna beat that. But if you try to leave your job,
it's not coming with you.
It's not coming with you. And if it does, it skyrockets because you don't get that discount anymore. And then you have all types of stipulations. So I had posted something on my Facebook page a couple of months ago about a person that passed away. Mm-hmm. And the company told them that we're not covering it. The company did not cover because there's stipulations that they do not tell you about. Okay. Right. The company said that they're not covering it because the person wasn't at work when it happened. But I got it on my job. I hear that so much, I be wanting to scream. But that's because our people are uneducated and they do not know. Okay, so I talk to them about it, and I give you what I'm gonna give you everything I have. And if you don't want it, or if you don't understand that, then that's on you. You was warned. But that is a huge barrier. Job insurance. Come on, y'all got to get something outside of your job. Is your job going to pay you what you're worth? Is your job going to secure your children, the mortgage on your house? Do you understand that if the average household makes $40,000, right? You and your husband and wife, they have a home. Their home is not $40,000. Their home is anywhere between 150, 200, 300,000. Don't let it be a $500,000 house. And you want to tell me that this $50,000 policy that's on your job is going to secure that money that's being taken out of the household that has to be protected? So is your wife going to be able to survive with these 5 kids or 2? Let it just be 1. Is your wife going to be able to survive after living for so long off of a 2 household income? She's going to downsize. She's going to have to downsize because she can't afford it. She cannot afford it. So those are little small things about job insurance. So 2 of the biggest barriers in this field is my parents have it and I got it on my job. And then for the people that be like, oh, like you said earlier, I don't need it. So you just, like I told you, so you just put your car outside, bring your kids in. I'm sorry, put your car inside, bring your kids in the house, because that's more important. Mm-hmm. So you rather protect this than protect everything about yourself that these little people eat, live, survive, and depend on you. It ain't even about, oh, this person ain't finna live off me. What about your kids? What about your mama? Now you finna send her to an early grade because these kids, it's hard to run after. No, I'm so serious. That's, because kids go through their stages. I'm just saying.
I know.
Life would be a whole. I'm going to tell you something. And don't take this the wrong way. People don't take this the wrong way. But them family members that be on the pews in the front that be going through when it's their hour. Please don't be offended with what I'm about to say. I'm not saying that they not hurt, but they not that they're hurt when they got insurance because they did not have to stress out. Think about it. They didn't have to stress out trying to pay for that funeral. Mm-hmm. Because
you said they hurt, but they not stress hurt, because stress hurt, stress and then hurt stress is 2 different things.
I got one better. Thank God I was able to bury this person so I can't even be in the moment. Mm-hmm. They crying because they just had to beg 50 people. Everybody had to give $100 and they can't even believe they in this position. Just distracted, man. I cannot make this up.
Breathe.
Can't grieve because they got to figure this out. Everything is the whole process. They can't even process it because they got to figure out how to put this money together. Oh, wait. And let's talk about these jobs, because I got another barrier. Ooh, baby, that I have come across often, these people that work for Ford.
Not Ford.
That car company. I'm going to just say that. When you have seasonal jobs and you have life insurance on seasonal jobs, you're not covered on your off season. And that's just as simple as that. Your insurance starts over. You're not covered. And, a lot of the times you come across those situations with seasonal jobs. You're not covered. You're not. So when you are at a job where you have on seasons and off seasons, please get a policy. Please. Because what if something happens in a little bitty time frame? Or what if you have to be at your company a certain amount of time to get a policy? Mm-hmm. We're not going to talk about that neither. So those are some of the biggest barriers that I face within the business. And then credibility. Sometimes people always want to know about the life insurance. I need to do my research. Girl, you did not do research on, I'm not going to name these companies, but you did not do research. The people just came and gave you them quotes and you signed up. Now you want to do research. What you researching? Mm-hmm. What is you researching? Okay. I'd be like, you want to do research? Here you go, baby. Let me just send you this. Go look us up on Forbes, man. Go look us up. Our agents, it's no other company out there in the nation, right?
But wait a minute. You telling them to go look us up in Ford. I mean, you know what you said. What are they looking up? They don't know.
They got to inbox me. And I'm telling what company you got. I'm not not dropping the sauce for nobody. So you can go talk to your home girl that do it. No. Inbox me. I got you. Okay.
Okay, period. But I'm glad you
No.
said, because with that being said, let the people know where they could come fuck with you at, so they can get this information, so they can get a quote, so they can make sure that they're protecting their families.
Okay, you can find me at Carla Nesbitt Up Church on Facebook. My name is Carla Nesbitt. I just kept my maiden name due to the fact that I have tons of clients and they still need to find me. You can find me on Instagram _ She Is Carla. That's me, you guys. And that's pretty much it. That is it. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. Wherever I am, you can find me. Or you can go look. You can go to her page, go to F with me, okay? And she has tagged me. If you lose that girl at,
Several times.
you can find me on her page, okay?
And listen, if you see her in the stores or out in the streets, she don't mind talking to you about it.
No,
She about to walk up to you like, hi.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna talk to you. Don't come 3 feet of me. Oh, excuse me, let me get you my business card. Because everybody needs what I have to offer. Let me give you my business card.
Yes, and like you said, even if you have that work insurance, you know what I'm saying?
That's
if
the biggest.
Your policy, your grandma, you still need coverage for yourself and for
You
your
need your own policy, man. Nobody's going to protect you like you. You need your own policies. When I tell you the biggest barrier, that is 2 of the biggest objections that you come across in this field. Either my mother has it or I have it on my job. You don't have a policy, period. I don't care what it is. You do not have a life insurance policy. Everybody else has one. And let me tell you something, because I just saw something the other day. This actually happened to a friend of mine. They lost someone, life insurance policy went to an estranged child. That child did not give up anything for the funeral. I don't even know you. What am I giving up anything for? So with that being said, you can get, your parents is the beneficiary of that policy, not your kids. Your auntie got a policy, your grandma, that's their policy, man. Sometimes these companies that you work for have life insurance on you. So if something happens to you, the company gonna collect the check. Who's the beneficiary? Hint, hint, not the family. Hint, hint.
family.
That's real.
It is.
And people don't even know those things. But when you sit down and try to talk to them, you know, sometimes they just be so rude to you. They don't want to hear it. And it just be sad. And then I just be looking on Facebook when I see the rest in peace, I be like, ooh, man, I talk to them folks. And then I be kind of bagging away. I'm not even finna put praying hands under that. I don't want you to call me. I don't have, because I talked to you already. Your family probably know. Don't come asking me, do they got insurance? Or they still paying it because they let it lapse. They stopped paying it. They felt like everything else was more important when your insurance is supposed to be paid before your rent paid.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. But that's another conversation for another day. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, honey.
Yeah, it's serious out here, and people are spending monies on these designers or their own personal pleasures, and they're not taking care of their responsibilities.
If you think about it, a McDonald's meal now is $10, $15. Fast food. You eat
that's the $2.99 meal. It's gonna tax up to $10. The real meals now is like $15.
Absolutely.
Girl, I be going to bad food now. I be like, what is how much? I be like, put it back. That's too. But you know what? Again, that McDonald's and that food, that's what's causing these diseases and all this other stuff.
Absolutely.
So you gotta watch what you're eating. You gotta watch what you're eating. You gotta make sure you get the right coverage for you and your family. And repeat that for me again. How much coverage do you need to be making that will set off your income and everything? You said you need to be making how much?
Wait. Repeat that for me again. Repeat the question.
So earlier you were talking about you need to have a policy that will cover like your mortgage or everything. Like Like if somebody make $100,000 and that's how much they're bringing in, how much coverage do they need to have to
$1 million.
Wow.
10 times the amount of income.
That's
Life insurance is income replacement. 10 times the amount. However much money you make, you need 10 times the amount of coverage. It's income replacement. Okay? And think about this. Because people, let me tell you how these people tried to get us when we bought our house. They called talking about we got mortgage insurance. No, you don't. Because they don't sell it anymore. No, you don't. It's a souped up life insurance policy.
Wow.
Okay? So think about this. Think about me and my husband, for instance. We're young, right? We have children. Okay? So if something happens to me, I need to make sure that this house that we just bought is taken care of, as well as the income. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes a $300,000-$400,000 policy is not enough. It's not enough. I want my children to go to college, to start a business, whatever their heart desires. Mm-hmm. So I need money there. I need money there on top of my mortgage being protected. If you remove me or remove my husband out of the household, we need money because them 6 figures got to keep rolling. They got to be able to keep rolling. So now I gotta find another. I got to sell life insurance on steroids now. You understand what I'm saying? Or he got to go look for 50 more clients a month because you got to be able to protect that income in that household. It's income protection all day long. And people don't understand that. But not only not understanding that, you buy term and invest the difference. Exactly. That's a conversation, okay? So whereas you take half of that money and you put the other half into an investment, pay your house off, go get a car, whatever, okay? I can't tell you what to do with your money, but let's just put half of it up. And let's just live off the dividends that's going to come in every year. Mm-hmm. That's going to equate to how much that person was bringing in or close to it. But people not ready for that conversation because I want my whole life policy that's going to give me a 1 or 4% interest.
That I ain't never going to be able to borrow from.
Exactly, right? That cancels out your insurance. You know what I mean? Like that. That's the unspoken. So when somebody call and say, let me sit down with you, take that call. They got something for you. They thought enough of you because you're sharp, you're ambitious. We know you're responsible to take care of your children, or maybe you might need this concept because you got the money. Mm-hmm. So let's protect it. So yes, you buy term and invest the difference. Buy term and invest the difference. And if somebody call and say, okay, I got term, I got the right. Nope, term gets better. Term gets better. Let's talk about it. Like our company, for instance, right? Say, for instance, you become terminally ill. Our company allows you to borrow, well, not borrow, to get 70% help for treatment. Go around the world, whatever your heart desires. You got to pay that money back. You become disabled for more than 6 months. The company will pay for your policy themselves. Wow. Man, our company is beautiful. Beautiful. Do you hear me?
That's dope.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, man. Inbox me, Carla Nesbitt Upchurch. I got you. I'm going to take care of you. My clients is my family. I got you.
We got Pam Bridges on here. She wants you to talk about AD&D.
Talk about AD&D. Girl, what is AD&D? Pam say talk about AD&D. What no, seriously. Tell me.
Pam, chime in again and let us know what you're talking about.
About AD&D. Tell her don't do me like that. I'm supposed to be on my P's and Q's. Now what's AD&D?
Oh, she said
that. Oh my Jesus. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. So that's true. See, that's how I know I don't know nothing about it. You got to tell me accidental death because I'm over here like AD&D. What is that? No. Okay, so look, right. This is reality of the situation because you're going to come across that a lot. So people say, hey, I have accidental death. I actually had a client. They were sisters. So one got a policy with me, one did not. Okay. So she told me that she had like $250,000 in coverage, right? So the sister had 200,000 in accidental death and 50,000 in actual coverage. Yes,
thought you
baby on it, right? Because that's the first thing came to mind. But thank you for that, you guys. Because I'm like AD and D. No, but seriously. So let's talk about these things. So accidental death, right? Angel, say for instance, you got into a car crash. Okay, you got into a car crash, and when you left the scene of the car crash, you still had a heartbeat, right? And when you got to the hospital, you passed away because maybe your heart collapsed due to something else or whatever the case may be. But when they lifted you up from that scene and you were still alive, because you was in that car accident or because you was in that accident, you're gonna get that money, right? Exactly. You have
look, you asking me? Look.
yeah, I'm asking you.
No,
Like,
man.
no, you have to die on scene. No heartbeat, no nothing. You have to die. They're not going to pay. If you, and then I'm gonna tell you something. That accidental death get real tricky with gunshots. With gunshots, they want to know your background. They want to know your record. They doing all of that. The accidental death, you have got to die on scene, on impact for it to be an accidental death. You cannot leave that scene. And a lot of times people think they have this big old amount of coverage and they do not have it. You have to check your policies. And a lot of our banks, I got insurance through my banks. Oh my gosh. So, we do have a very, very popular credit union out there that sells policies, right? You can get insurance through them, but every 5 years you have to renew. So every 5 years your policy keeps going up, but that's a conversation for later. That's why I keep saying everybody's term policies is not the same. However, I just want you to know you also are going, they give through your bank accidental policy. You get $100,000 in accidental death. No, if you leave that scene with a heartbeat, it is not an accident. It's not an accident. You have got to die on impact. And people tell you that the numbers tell you 1 out of 10 people actually die from accidental deaths. So it is a waste of your money. Why not get more coverage for yourself? Okay. We're not going to do no roll of dice. Just get more coverage for yourself. Don't let somebody accidentally overdose. With them questions on them life insurance that says, do you take illegal narcotics other than prescriptions? Have they asked you alcohol abuse? They tricky with it now. They breaking it down. They ask, do you take heroin? These are questions because it's real. It's real. It don't work like that. The accidental overdose is kind of sometimes ruled as suicides, but that's another question. That's another topic for later, but it's not accidents, you guys. If you don't die on impact in that moment, it's not. And you done gave these people all this money for nothing. You have more accidental death coverage than you actually do life insurance. So if you have accidental death, run, and look at that policy. Get rid of it. Get something for show. And let me tell you something about life insurance, because I'm sure we'll be wrapping up shortly. Life insurance is one of the most guaranteed ways for your family to create generational wealth. It's guaranteed money. I'm gonna tell you something. When I first came into the business, one of the regional vice presidents in our company, she sat down with an Indian family, and she said, she went in and sat down with them, and he said, I want to hear you out because I want to see what you can do for me. And he told her, he said, this is what our family does. Everybody in our family takes and invests in life insurance on the oldest person. We all pay our portion, get a couple of $1 million, right? When that person passes away, we take that money and we buy a business, split the money on the back end, and we reinvest on the next oldest person. And when they pass away, I'm going to buy a 7-Eleven. I'm going to buy a gas station. Hello. and they keep reinvesting, but we're not taught that. Life insurance, especially amongst our people, that's the only really way that we're gonna come into money. We're not born into money. But if we change that, get a couple of millions on yourself. If we change that, imagine what that does. How many stores you're gonna come into, right? That's Black owned. Think about Chicago, when Madison and Pulaski, when everything up Madison was Black before they burned it down.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So just imagine her face when she was sitting there, and he was willing to listen, because they knew what life insurance do, and they know what term insurance do, because you get a larger lump sum at a cheaper value.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about it. Y'all make them jokes. You guys make them jokes when you going to the Dunkin' Donuts and the Baskin Robbins and the 7-Elevens and the Shell's gas station. Man, your cousin up the street, Muhammad Amal Adu, that's your cousin down the street. They probably our family. They are connected some way, somehow. Because guess what they were doing? You get your turn. You get your shells, and then when it come down for the line of credit, I'm going to show that I own a 7-Eleven, I own a beauty supply, I'm going to show that I own a gas station, so they're not questioning, do you have the money? Because the lineage is there. It's been laid out, okay? So yes. That's all I got, you guys. That's all I got.
Jasmine said this was some great information tonight. So
thank you, Jasmine.
You might be hopping in your DMs.
Please, man. Carla Nesbitt Upchurch. I give out quotes. Quotes are free, you guys. I have no problems with talking to anybody. You know, if you're interested in extra money, you know, business, if you're interested in getting a life insurance license, I can help you. Whatever it is, don't be afraid. If you have a policy and you want me to read it for you, I will. I have no problem. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. And if I can't beat it, if it's nothing I can do with it, I'm going to tell you that. So don't be afraid to reach out to me, you guys. It's been fun. Thank you for tuning in. Angel, the hood woman of God, thank you for having me on F With Me Fridays. It took you a while to get me, but I'm here, honey. And it has been a pleasure.
Well, yes, thank you so much for being our special guest this week. You've definitely came in and shook the table, baby, and dropped gems for our audience tonight. Again, this is great. You gave us some great information. I just want to give you the opportunity one more time for anybody who just probably hopped on. Drop your socials again so they could come and get this information. And guys, free quotes. If you need a quote, you need to get it now, okay?
Hit Angel if you need me, if you got to. I can't find this girl, let me go to Angel page. I'm here. You can find me on Instagram _ she is Carla. You can find me on Facebook, Carla Nesbitt Upchurch. I'm here anytime you need. I'm telling you, whatever questions you have, quotes. Another big thing about our company is when you sign one up, the rest are free down to your grandchildren, up to 10 kids for one set price, you guys. So whatever you need, if you need me to read a policy, if you need quotes, if you need investments, hit me, okay? Thank you.
Before I let you go, Carla,
say that again.
You didn't hit on this, and I want to real quick. You can hear me?
No, you keep talking.
So what if somebody had a policy and they want to get a policy with you? Does that mean their new policy start all the way over?
Thank you. You know what? That's so crazy because my husband was just sitting here like, you need to tell them. So listen, listen, thank you. Big ups to my baby. So listen. So this is the key thing with our life insurance, right? Because I don't know about other companies, okay? Our company allows you to roll your life insurance policy over without starting over. So if you've been with your company for 10 years, you come to our company, you have 10-year credibility, which means, God forbid, something was to happen to you, the very next day, your family is entitled to that money. Do you hear me? So you're not starting over your life insurance policy, man. You're not. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I don't know about other companies, but with our company, if you already have a life insurance policy, our company allows you to roll that policy owner. We're just the new owners of it. But that 10, 15, 25, 50,000, whatever it is non-negotiable, not questioned. Do you understand me? Which means, God forbid, if something happens to you and you've had that policy for longer than 2 years, because a lot of people are very vested into their policies, right? I don't want to start over. You're not starting over. You're not. You're not starting over, man. You're not. The company by law has got to pay you. They're gonna pay you what you walked in the door with, man. I cannot express that, because that's another thing. I'm sorry, that's another barrier. I've already, man, I had my coverage for so long. Wonderful. Now let's upgrade it. Life changed. You've had children. You bought a house. Your income is different, and you married. So yeah,
You heard me.
thank you for that.
You made me think of Beyonce. Let me upgrade. Well, yes. Sunshine said she's gonna be contacting you, baby, because she got some questions.
Come on, girl. I am ready. My DM is open. Okay, I am here. Any questions? I'm here to answer them all.
Well, thank you again, Miss Upchurch, and thank you, husband in the background.
Well, thank you for having me.
It has truly been a pleasure. They said, do you have a number? Well, she's been telling people to hop into her DMs. So if you're on this page, you should be able to find her. She has been tagged on my page. So you can definitely click on her name and her link and hop right into her Instagram or Facebook DMs, and she will get right back to you. We don't want to put, her personal information, like her phone number, on here, because we got creeps out here.
Absolutely.
We got creeps. And so please just hop into her DM and she will get right back with you. So again, Miss Carla, thank you so much for being our special guest for the week. We appreciate you. I love you, hun, and you have a blessed night.
I love you too. Deuces. Good night.
Okay, guys. Well, this was another episode of the Fuck With Me Fridays live podcast, where I interview dope individuals who are big in their faith, are forced to be reckoned with, unique in their craft, creative, and knocking down barriers every day. So again, tune in next Friday when we'll have another special guest. Thank you guys so much. I definitely want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Bella Rain Cosmetics, which is my cosmetic line, is what I'm wearing right now, Do Right Tax Services, and Rogers Contracting Solutions. So if you want to learn anything about those businesses, tap in. I'll get you all the information you need to know. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and you have a blessed night. Bye.